Announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Konnichiwa, minasan. Kyo desu. So, I'm going to be reacting to a video of how Jim Carrey was very upset and sickened with the incident at the Oscars with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Now, I made a video on it, and you can check it here or here if you wanna see that. But my thoughts is that I felt that Will Smith was in the wrong, and I gave my explanation on why I felt that way and gave some background information on Jada and Will's relationship. But I'm interested to see why Jim Carrey is upset, so without further ado, ikimashou.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
Yes.
And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Yes.
Jim Carrey weighed in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Mornings.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Jim Carrey was on hand promoting his new movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but yeah, he made it clear how he felt about Will Smith's actions on Sunday night.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Since Sunday night, the Academy has launched a formal review into Smith's actions on stage, and Will has since issued a statement apologizing to Chris Rock, saying in part, quote, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I was embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness." On Sunday, Extra spoke to many stars who also weighed in on Will's behavior.
You watched the show, I'm sure you saw the moment everyone is talking about between Chris and Will. Your thoughts?
I don't condone violence. I just don't see any reason for it. I do know that if you can have any comedian and the rest of the show, everyone was being ridiculed in some way.
Right.
The only difference was, I think if you're a celebrity and you're in there, you know that's going to happen. Maybe, this was his wife, so it was different. But I'm not sure you run up and punch someone in the face.
If you remember, Chris hosted the Oscars,
Yes.
and brilliantly. I mean, I just remember it was just kind of like better than anyone.
Yeah.
And Chris is a genius comic that has been doing it for many, many decades. And the premise being that these indeed are jokes.
Do you think as a comedian, though, you should ever worry about needing to be censored?
I think anytime, Chris is one of those comics that he and Chappelle are the GOATs. And they're like the youngest, oldest comics in the world. They've been doing it since they were kids. And I think, the contract you set up with the audience is that these are indeed jokes and we have to embrace our freedom of speech.
Like John the floor.
First of all, do you know that joke that Chris did? I remember when that movie came out, and that was a way to insult a woman, her sexuality, her physique. It was a way to call a woman a homosexual, basically. And she's sitting right next to her. It was like that. I remember that in school. That they would do that to people. It's kind of messed up.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe.
Boy, do I have a lot to say. Again, check out my previous video of Will Smith if you guys want the rundown of why I don't like what Will did at the Grammys. But pretty much I agree with what Jim Carrey said. One thing I will say is that you guys have to understand that this is probably hard for many Japanese to understand because of the cultural difference. There's many times on this channel where we've talked about certain subjects about Japan, and many of you guys have said, Kyo, you don't understand because you don't understand Japanese culture. Trust me, we live in Japan. We know better about the subject than you do. Or certain events that's happened in Japan. A lot of you guys tell me, hey, do your research first, or don't talk about something that you don't quite understand because of the cultural barrier. And for me, this is one of the things that I feel should be reciprocated with the Japanese to myself, because I'm an American, I live in America, I know about American culture, and even though you guys are more than willing to have your opinion, I want you guys to understand the reason why I don't think what Will did was right, because of everything I mentioned in the previous video, but what I'm going to say now. What Will did in smacking Chris Rock did not make him look manly. It made him look worse. It made him look like a weak man. When someone insults you, you do your best to defend yourself by using words. Unless your life is in danger or someone else's life is in danger or faces serious injury, there's no need for physical violence. What Will should have done was pull Chris aside during the break or when the Oscars was over and say, hey, Chris, I don't appreciate you making jokes about my wife. I just ask that you please apologize because it really hurt her feelings, and I don't want to ruin our relationship. Do you just mind doing that? If he did that, that would be more understanding, because you pulled him aside away from the cameras, away from TV, just a one-on-one. But even with that, people should know whenever you come to the Oscars, all like the celebrity said, everyone is prone to get made fun of and prone to get insulted because he's a comedian. Comedians insult people. If you do not have the integrity, emotional integrity, to go to a comedy club or a place where comedians roast people, you shouldn't be there. And the difference is that it's not like Will Smith just has a wife who's out of the spotlight. It's not like you're a famous person and your wife is not part of Hollywood. Jada Pinkett Smith wants to be in the spotlight. She wants to be famous. She wants to be a celebrity. I mean, her whole table talk, red table talk, is her wanting to be in the spotlight. And she's already done embarrassing stuff enough with exposing her family and making fun of Will and just destroying his reputation and demasculating him. And there was a previous, even before the Oscars, she would say how, oh, she's happy that, her bald head, she's embracing it. She's confident in it. But if you're so confident in yourself as you claim you are, so when someone insults you or makes a joke about you, it shouldn't affect you at all because it doesn't bother you. But of course, we know this is a farce because people just love to say good things on camera, but they don't say what they really believe inside. Even in the video, Will was fine with the joke, but as soon as he turned to his wife and saw that she was displeased, Will felt like he had to be this big old bad dog and try to punch Chris Rock to gain some kind of masculinity. And this goes to show that life is harsh. People are going to insult you. People on this channel have insulted me. They made fun of me, say, Kyo, you're stupid, you don't understand, I'm disappointed in you, I had high hopes of you, all kind of stuff. And for me, is it right if people say it? But the point is, I myself need to develop thick skin so it doesn't bother me. It starts with me, because if I let things bother me, then I'm the problem. And like Jim Carrey said, Chris Rock has to live with this for the rest of his life. I mean, there's countless memes and jokes on the internet about this incident. I mean, my whole timeline on YouTube and social media is filled with Will and Chris Rock jokes. That will last forever. That is never going away. And the fact that Chris didn't retaliate and he's not pressing charges says a lot about his character, that Chris is not a punk. Chris, is not, trying to go through the hassle of suing and all that kind of stuff. And not only that, this was Will's first Oscar. The problem with this as well is that the first time he ever won an Oscar is now foreshadowed by the slap to Chris Rock. Will ruined the night for other entertainers and other people who were getting their awards. No one's talking about their awards. Everyone's talking about Will. So literally Will took away all the spotlight from everybody else. So he ruined his own moment for winning his first Oscar, but he also ruined it for everyone else because all people are talking about is that slap. And like I said, you're in the public eye, you're going to get ridiculed. So Jada Pinkett Smith, I believe it's evident that, she is destroying Will. Their marriage is a mess. And basically, her telling Will to go do something ruined his first ever Oscar experience of winning an award. So I agree with Jim Carrey wholeheartedly. I don't condone violence unless your life is in danger or you face serious injury. I think if Will played it smart, he should have pulled him aside after the fact and talked man to man. But what he did was a punk move. That wasn't manly at all, and it made him look worse. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Arigatou gozaimasu, minna. Kiyo tsukete. Ja ne.